Obesity is a response, not a failure. It's driven by hormones, not by habits. And it is reversible when we address the root cause. So let's start here. If you've ever struggled with weight and felt judged, if you've ever heard someone say, just eat less and move more, if you blamed yourself for not trying hard enough, let me say this very slowly and very clearly. You're not lazy, you're not weak, you're not broken. You've just been lied to. Obesity is not a failure of willpower. It's a complex hormonal condition triggered by the modern food environment, not by moral failure. And today I'm going to walk you through why this myth, this shame-based narrative, is not just unscientific, it's actually harmful. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome back to the Obesity Project, episode 52 today. We're busting the myth that obesity is caused by laziness or lack of willpower. So, the eat less, move more model was born in an era of caloric obsession. And there was this basic assumption was that more calories in than calories out equals weight gain. That's what I was trying to say. So clearly, obesity must mean that you're just simply eating too much and not moving enough. Sounds simple, right? But it's biologically naive. It's wrong. Because if weight gain were purely a math problem, every animal and every person on the same diet and same exercise plan would have the exact same result. And they don't, because your body is not a calculator. It's a hormone-driven feedback machine. And the number one hormone driving fat storage is insulin. So let's look at what really causes fat accumulation. First off, chronically elevated insulin levels, which then creates insulin resistance in the muscle and in the liver. Then you get frequent intake of processed high glycemic foods, foods that spike your insulin very rapidly, and constant eating, snacking, and grazing. All of these things will contribute, as well as poor sleep, chronic stress, and circadian disruption. Your body hears these inputs and says, store fat, hold on to energy. We're in danger. Like we're starving. We need to hold on to all this energy. So yes, your willpower can help you for a little while, can help you for maybe a week, maybe even a month if you have solid discipline. But the hormones, they win in the long run every single time. And when you're insulin resistant, it's worse. You're locked out of burning fat for energy. You're stuck in storage mode. You're hungry, you're tired and confused, even while you're trying your best. This isn't laziness, it's biochemistry. So now let's talk about what this myth actually costs us. So patients avoid care out of shame. They feel terrible about themselves and they don't want to go to a doctor that's going to blame them instead of treating the root cause. So what do? People internalize the guilt, leading to mental health struggles. And real solutions are ignored in favor of judgment. And here's the worst part. The blame game delays the diagnosis of insulin resistance, sometimes by a decade or more. That's a decade where we should be reversing disease. But instead, we're handing out diet pills and guilt. We're telling the patient they're the cause. It's not what they're eating. It's not, we're telling them it's lack of willpower. And that's not the truth. That's just a bold lie. Instead of doctors looking at, maybe I'm handing out bad information. Oh no, that couldn't possibly be the case. Let's blame the patient. They must not be doing what I'm telling them to do. And that's a shame. So here's the truth. Obesity is a response, not a failure. It's driven by hormones, not by habits. And it is reversible when we address the root cause. So let's stop asking people to try harder And let's start asking, hey, what is your body being told to do? And what signals are we giving it through food, through stress and lifestyle? Because when we change the signals, we change the outcome. So, to summarize this, you are not lazy. You are not broken. You are not your weight. Your body is simply following instructions. And if we want better outcomes, we need better instructions. And that starts with understanding insulin, metabolism, and the environment. And that also starts with compassion and science. And that starts right here. So, in the next episode of the Obesity Project, we're going to look at how the shame-based model has led to decades of ineffective treatment and what the new approach must be. So, stay tuned because we are just getting started.